Mauritius is a fairly decent-sized island. There's about 1.3 million people here, which means there's stuff going on. And so that might be a little bit appealing for people if you're kind of looking around. Getting around is okay. It's certainly much better than, say, Bali. Bali is just, awful traffic, really, really tough in that regard. Whereas, here it's pretty good. There aren't major freeways or something like this. You're going on kind of fairly small, winding roads, but generally pretty decent quality of infrastructure. And so that's another factor. The airport is alarmingly good. Okay, so I think the fact that there is such a nice airport is really helpful. It's a direct flight from Dubai as well as some other places. So pretty reasonable in terms of the accessibility like that. We like this. And that definitely from a lifestyle standpoint makes it a bit more appealing. Of course, being as it's a remote island somewhere, the amount of, say, Amazon or something you're going to get, you're not going to get these sorts of things, right? Infrastructure broadly is decent. I would say that I find the cell service to be there are times when it says I have full bars on LTE, but it certainly doesn't perform as though I have full bars on LTE. So, that's something. So that's a little bit some of the lifestyle things. I think it's relatively safe. There's, obviously some spectrum of that, and you can kind of debate a little bit what it is that you like. There is a very nice business community here, comparative to a bunch of other areas. There's a lot of banking and things like this, so that's very nice. There's quite a mix of cultures here, and they have some quite good food, which is great. Prices, cost of living is not that low. For foreigners, it's going to be much more for a couple reasons. One is because you aren't allowed to buy real estate the same as some of these other people are. So you have a minimum cost that you have to get into. And you're also in a situation where you have some people will kind of artificially raise prices on you, which is a phenomenon you see. For example, if you're in Costa Rica, there's a different price for locals than for foreigners. That is just what it is. It's kind of how it goes. But in general, I don't find it's that inexpensive cost of living wise, but it's not insanely pricey. If I was to compare it to Cayman's more expensive, period.